What's up, everyone? It is a celebration week version of Unleashed. I'm Brock. I'm with James because I can't live without him. Hello, James. How are you on this day?
Great. How you doing?
I'm great. I mean, it's celebration this week. It's the happiest time of the year.
Yeah, and we have our episode 122 coming later tonight.
Ooh, what?
This evening. Yeah.
Double?
Yeah.
We're getting more than we usually. Well, not really. We put out a lot of content, especially in the last few weeks. I haven't been part of it, but that's okay.
Yeah, actually, I think you have been.
Not because. Oh yeah, sorry. There was one. I didn't mean that as like James doesn't include me. I just like James just does so many things, and I just like, oh okay,
What?
No problem.
Well, you work
I
a
work
lot.
too.
Yeah. And I get home from work, and Andrew's like, I need to record. And I'm like, ugh.
Also, I'm a freaking diva, and I only do one show. No. So, Unleashed today, we are dealing with this new theory, or spoiler, is it theory, that we see on Reddit. I don't have the information in front of me. James, why don't you lay down what it is? I could explain it, but I feel like you have it in front of you, so I want you to.
Well, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to grab it. But basically, this is from Jedi Paxis, who is a Redditor. I'm not a Redditor. I don't know if you have become a Redditor at all. Our friend over at Fatty Fan Theories is a big-time Redditor.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is what the Jedi Paxis says on the Reddit, and everything on Reddit, like Wikipedia, is true.
Oh, yes. Everything on the internet is true.
But I will say well, anyway, Kylo either seeks out or is summoned by a new character that is being referred to by my source as the Oracle. Whether this is a code name used during production or the real name of the character is still unclear, in addition to the concept art that my source had access to, a recreation of which is pictured below, but, we won't show that. So what it's saying is they saw the sculpt of the giant baby head that the Oracle sits on top of and described it as essentially identical to the art, and blah blah blah. Speculation disclaimer: from the description my source provided, it sounds to me as if the Oracle will be a puppet or a practical effect of some kind, perhaps in the same vein as Mother Proxima from Solo. I love that character, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
My source could not confirm this for sure, but it is under the assumption that the swamp environment that the Oracle is found in is on the forest planet seen in previously leaked set photos. He/she is also under the impression that the spider-like creature is somehow parasitic, leeching off all the unconscious slumbering the baby giant elf-looking thing below. So basically is living off of the thing underneath, which is kind of gross and disturbing. And then the moderators note, this bit may or may not be the case. I'm just passing along what I was told here. So you've seen the image.
Yeah.
We put up a picture of the image right now on the screen. There's a picture of the image. What do you make of this?
Now, what I saw, I just want to confirm that I saw the same thing, because that's the problem I find with Reddit. Sometimes it's just, there's changes. I saw one of the pictures that you could see in the concept art that they had from Ray Quarry stuff. It was like the spider creature, and then it looks like X-Wing pilot or Luke. Is that what you saw, or is there an actual photo of a set from the set?
There's no photo from the set, but there is in that.
Concept art,
remember
right?
Remember the leaked images that came out months and months ago?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I did see that. Okay, I just want to be on the same shirt, because like the picture I saw was like something that was made by Roy or Ray McQuarrie.
Ralph.
There you go. Which and I assumed it was because later he says, I think you might have even read it, that concept has been used in other Star Wars things. So like specifically Rebels. Like if you've watched Rebels, a lot of it is a love letter to the Ralph McQuarrie art. All of those characters there. Did you read the part where it's like it's basically saying Kylo's in love with Rey. I feel like I don't remember you saying.
Yeah, I did. I did a video. I did a video with Andrew on that topic, and he says that Kylo is not in love, and he got a lot of hate mail because of that.
Again, like I'm not against there being some kind of like love between those two. I just don't buy it because he's kind of an
but the thing is this. But this article, though, then they say the love. We're going off on the side, Akbar. But what it says about love, though, is that it's Kylo is conflicted with the love for Rey. Now Rey is conflicted with her love for Kylo. So I think that makes complete sense because, I talked about this in the other video. You guys can watch that. But I just think Kylo has never felt like he's never really loved before, except for his mother. Like he obviously doesn't have feelings like love for his father. But he had an opportunity to shoot his mother out of the sky, and he decided not to. And so Rey is connecting with him on some kind of level in that aspect as well.
And the reason I know this is kind of far from what we want to cover with this, was like I can deal with the fact that they are connected and that he has been affected by her. I totally agree that's gonna. I just like though using the word love just seems off. Like I would say he's more obsessed with her from just my feedback. Anyways, I just mentioned that because when I read that I'm like, ugh. But I'm very interested in this Oracle character because I remember I looked at this before you sent me a link to it, and I'm pretty sure the title for it, because it was an article about the Reddit, not the Reddit itself, they were kind of spinning it as like, oh, there's kind of a new villain sort of horror that we're gonna have to deal with in episode 9. So kind of pointing this Oracle as some kind of really malicious character, and I was like, ooh. But reading it do you feel like that is like, it's obviously if it's something spawning or eating another thing for life, it's not really a nice picture. But what are your thoughts on it?
I think if we get that in the movie, I think we'll see it on top of a head, but we won't know what it's doing there. It'll just be there. It won't be like, I live here too. This keeps me alive. I'm the Oracle. I don't think we're gonna get that necessarily. In regards to the Oracle character, when I first read this, I thought of you because I thought this was a kind of a character that you would completely dig on. I do think Oracle is. I hope it's just a production name.
Yeah,
because it's like, wasn't the Oracle was in the Matrix? Right?
Yeah, it was in the Matrix.
I guess but I guess so was the Chosen One and whatever. Do we need the Oracle? I don't know. Like, again, we don't know what the hell this movie's about, so I don't know. But we know there's a MacGuffin. Rumors are swirling about C-3PO. So I think really, look, we had Yoda in The Last Jedi, but it was Yoda and Luke in The Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
It was just Yoda and Luke, nobody else. We haven't had any like wise characters talking with our new protagonist or antagonist. Like there has been no conversations really. So give me one, and if this is the way to get one, I'm down with it. And I want a wise master. That Snoke kind of felt like he might have been going in that way, but on like the dark side terms. And Maz Kanata was rumored to be that, but never really became that. I kind of want that. Like that's one of the things I love about Star Wars, just talking about the Force, talking about the surroundings, and the atmosphere and all of that. And we haven't had it yet. And if Kylo seeks someone out who brings us that, I'm all for it, even if they're sucking the life out of the creature underneath it.
Yeah, I mean, it's reminiscent of like the Bendu from Rebels, which I'm always a big fan of.
I am the Bendu.
I am the Bendu, and it's like, it's not really a person, it's a creature that's also a hill. Like it's very all the talk of these kind of characters reminds me of like the never-ending story, where like there's a mountain that has a face and talks, and there's an evil turtle. The funny thing about these kind of characters is that if they talk and you can understand them, you instantly accept, yeah, that makes sense. Because like the Bendu is kind of like, what? But like he's like, I know the Force and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, cool, like I'm in. So like a Bendu live action character like the Bendu, like even if it is a good or bad creature, like I like that a lot. And you're right, it's like we're lacking this like mystical I don't know how to describe Yoda. Like he's more of a person than a monster. But I mean, at first, until that's saying that after a prequel knowledge. When you first see Yoda, you're kind of like, he's a little gremlin and he knows things. But the concept of that Jedi aren't just white males was still foreign to us. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the Oracle thing. It's kind of like it's a little too on the nose, though. We have been talking, you and I, quite a bit about like they're on a journey to get information. So like like something called the Oracle, like maybe that's right up. But yeah, I agree. I don't think if that's the name, I don't know, but
yeah, it's not my number one name for sure. But I do like I like that you brought up the Bendu, because that's a character that like you said, that is one that I want to see more of in in theatrical films. I loved the Bendu. The voice was perfect. I thought the ending of the Bendu was a little strange and bizarre. And I don't think we're going to necessarily get a Bendu in episode 9, but this character sounds like it could be the closest thing we get to the Bendu type, if what we're reading is accurate.
This sort of creature that kind of lives off the Force or something Force adjacent, like, and brings us information. Yeah, like that's what I like. In relation to I think they were showing the picture from the concept where it looks like an alien, but it kind of looks like a camel-ish. Sort of like, I think that's what a lot of Redditors are pointing towards. That's the Oracle character. I'm okay with that. I mean, if they did a spider, I'm like, that's cool. I just like, because they've already used that concept art for something else, I'd be like, well, can't we just think something else new? Yeah, it can still be a spider. It doesn't need to be white, or I don't know. What are your thoughts on that one shot being the possible Oracle?
I think I'm going to go back to what I said. Yeah, the spider doesn't have to be a spider, but it looks kind of like it would be. But I think, so if you compare that with the other image that we saw earlier, it looks like the head is going to be the biggest drawing point to it anyway. And if the arms are sucking the life out of whatever it's under, that's fine. I'm curious about the size of this thing.
Yeah.
Is it massive, or is it really small, or is it is it Yoda size? Like, we don't know what this purple thing underneath it is, like the size of that. So I am curious about that. I think it could look cool. Does it look Star Wars? I don't know. I want an old alien that we know.
Yeah.
Like, I want like just like a familiar alien to show up at some point in this. I'm fine with, if this is a new alien, that's fine, but give me something that I know. Just be like, this is Star Wars. This is the last one. We're gonna have all these aliens that, you know, like Solo at the end of the movie when they all pull off their masks. Like, these are all the aliens that I know, and they included two tubes. You know what I mean? Like, they included a new alien with a bunch of old aliens, and like, it's like, I just want that. Like, you know what though? None of them have had a Gungan, a Toydarian, or a Sabal. Was it a Doug? Doug. None of those have shown up, and those are the ones that need to show up in something. But like, I think it's okay looking. I think, you know, if it looks like that leaked image we got in a few months ago, that to me, I really like the way that thing looked, to be honest.
Yeah.
If that ends up being it, that's fine. And I hope he talks slow. I hope it's like Alan Rickman in Alice in Wonderland. Like the caterpillar.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yes. How do
Hello, Mr. Potter.
Oh, I hope he's smoking like a pipe and he's like, hello, Kylo.
Alex
Rickman. There are words for it. I can't do Alec Rickman, so I'm doing something else. You must fall in love with Rey.
Like a laxative. Yeah, no, that totally works with that. Like, I'm just as you were talking, I was like, I envision it big, but yeah, what if it was super small? Or like, instead of maybe the reveal that in actuality it's some gigantic beast, but maybe it's so powerful with the Force that it projects a different visual, like it looks human, and then maybe at some point it's revealed, oh no, I'm this. Like that face, it looks like a face, but it doesn't look, it almost doesn't look like a face. It doesn't look like it has a mouth or anything. It's like, what if that was part of the spider and you look at it and it's like, it's a misdirect where like it's part of its body and it's always pointed towards whoever's talking to it, so it's like a face, but then there's a reveal that it spins around and like it's really like a sarlacc pit on a spider's body. Like, I don't know why my mind went there. I just like I would like the idea of like maybe it's like it's a bait and switch, because we're kind of getting a sense that it's an evil thing. Like, oh, that'd be crazy. I don't know. Like, I feel like a true evil force creature would always be constantly trying to trick you and possibly eat you. And that's how I envision it.
I hope that it's not an evil creature. It's just like something wise that Kylo has to
That's
go and
fair,
talk to.
yeah.
But if it is... but all this is telling me that there's a swamp and it's not Mustafar, which is kind of driving me up the wall.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, because you want Kylo to go to Mustafar, right? That's the reason you're saying Mustafar?
I want anybody to go to Mustafar. I just want more Mustafar. Yeah.
You should be reading the current Darth Vader, where he goes to Mustafar and builds his castle.
Ah, damn it. That's what I want. I want more of that. I want more of that, and I want more Bendu.
Yeah. It's funny because when this came out, it reminded us something that Aaron Quentin, one of our favorite buddies, sent us his theory on the Bendu. Like, I don't know if you read this. So he wrote basically, he was looking more at like the history of the Jedi and the Sith, and like, and we all know there was a split at some point because it was always just one group. Is that right? Yeah, so many things have been retconned that I can't even remember, and then Instagram just keeps giving me new and old facts that I just like. So there was a schism. Is like he was saying, what if the term Bendu was really originally part of what Jedi were before they split? So like a Jedi Bendu. Like, what if the Bendu we meet in Rebels is like a whole, like someone sort of associated to that? Like, we don't really know how the Force starts. We always visualize, Mark Hamill as a Jedi, but like, if you were a fan of Clone Wars or anything, like there's different variations of creatures and living beings and aliens or whatever you want to call them that are Jedi. So I mean, I guess you got to kind of make them human so they're relatable. But like, what if like the original grouping of Jedi were not even remotely human looking? So like maybe that's part of it. Like, so maybe like he took that theory and said, well, what if Ahsoka, because we all know how much he loves Ahsoka, what if her story could be about that, where she finds the information to this old way of the Force, and her new look when we see at the end of Rebels, or not at the end of like the last season, where she's sort of, or no, sorry, when did she get, after the Star Bridge, she gets that fun cloak thing and the staff, she becomes Ahsoka the White. Maybe that has some relevance to her finding that. I think that'd be very, very interesting, and I think that would be, this character that we're seeing is like, oh, maybe that's a way to get us thinking about these mystical creatures. James, what do you think about that?
I love it. I know, like, you go online and Pablo Hidalgo keeps coming out and saying there is no such thing as a great Jedi, and everyone's like, no great Jedi, no great Jedi. But making Ahsoka, because she was a Jedi, then she's not a Jedi, but what is she? Mm-hmm. I love this idea that Dave Filoni could be building her up to become a Bendu type. That's what I love it. Maybe at the end of the Skywalker saga of episode 9, that maybe that's where we're headed towards, is that the Jedi are wrong, because if there's light, there's dark. But with the Bendu, it's all encompassing, and maybe that is what Rey has to learn and Kylo have to learn to be, as this one kind of thing. They might not call it a Bendu, but this one thing. Maybe they do call it Bendu. But I love the idea that Ahsoka has risen, has become this Bendu type, and then that raises another question of why does she approach Sabine Wren at the end of Rebels? Mm-hmm. Why does she go to Sabine to try? Because she wants to find Ezra. Sabine's goal is to find Ezra. Yeah. So what's the deal with Ezra? Now all of a sudden, because Ahsoka is this, that makes Sabine more engaged, more intriguing. But then that makes Ezra this hugely complicated, fascinating character. Of does he serve a bigger purpose? And then obviously what it does. The Ahsoka character is one of the greatest Star Wars characters, period. And I never thought I would have said that when the Clone Wars was first released. I was not a huge Ahsoka fan. I wasn't crazy about Ahsoka. It took a long time. Then Rebels, like, she grew in Rebels, and you have the book, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, just more Ahsoka all the time. Why is she not in Battlefront? Where's Ahsoka? Give me some. I have an Ahsoka Funko Pop behind me right now. I never thought that I would I like Ahsoka so much, and this way of bringing her to Bendu it makes her so much more intriguing and fascinating in so many ways, and it does this beautiful thing of expanding the lore of Star Wars, because now we can get into the Bendu and what it's actually like to be a Bendu, and we can witness that through a character, not just through a side character for their wisdom, but for all parts of them.
Yeah, it's when you think about Ahsoka and what they've done with her so far, it's like your imagination just runs wild. It's like, I would argue that a character like Ahsoka is almost similar to that of like Luke, where like, oh, she's not the hero like Luke is to an extent, like but the possibilities of where you can send that character and what they can do is always what grabbed our attention before, like prior to even having the prequels, where it's like, oh, what happens to Luke after? Like, it's like, oh, he becomes a Jedi Master and creates his own academy or Jedi whatever, and then he meets this woman and he gets married and he has children. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I feel like when I think about Ahsoka, I have the same kind of like, oh, what? She knows how to travel through time and dimensions. I'm like, let's do that. That's fantastic. So yeah, I like how we've jumped from Space Spider to Ahsoka. Fantastic.
That's Star Wars in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that this could all be connected. Like, is the Oracle character kind of a Bendu type? Is the Bendu type, like, are they all connected somehow? Or is this Oracle character just something that knows a lot of crap? Like, it could just be something. Yeah. I hope it's wise. I hope it knows the Force, and I hope in the next movie it doesn't have a jetpack. That's what I hope. I hope. Look, I don't. We'll do. I think we'll do some odds later today with Ahsoka. I don't know if I think she's coming back in 9. I would like it, especially if she's a Bendu type. But I think the one thing that is abundantly clear is we're going to need a follow-up on Sabine and Ahsoka.
Oh yes,
sooner than later. Filoni, get on that. It would be dope if that was live action on the Disney Plus series streaming site. That'd be amazing. I don't think so, but let's wrap it up. Let's give our final thoughts on Kylo Ren, the Oracle, and Bendu.
I'm all for Kylo meeting some weird creature. I don't like the use of word love, but whatever. Like, this is a Reddit thing, so I'm not gonna get bent out of shape. But like, it sounds awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah, 100%. I hope, whether this is what the creature looks like, I don't know, but I hope this happens. And it would be kind of cool if Rey and Kylo are kind of juxtaposed with each other, and Kylo goes to see this Oracle creature, and Rey needs to go find somebody, and she finds the light side version of that, which happens to be Ahsoka Tano. Right? Oh my God, things are happening. Thank you, Aaron Quinnen, for sending it that way. Brock, let's just end this while we're on a high note here. Not because pot's legal up here, just because we got to get ready for Andrew's trip. He's probably just landed in Chicago right now. I got to give him my shirt size. Because I want all the merchandise.
If I could get a blue chrome Chewbacca Funko Pop, that would be fantastico.
All right, Brock, thanks for doing Unleashed. It was a lot of fun. And everyone, thanks for watching. Really, really means a lot to us. And until next time, may the force of others be with you.
Oh, I haven't said this in a long time. Always.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.